for them going forward into that map. I'm pretty confident that they have what it takes on Mirage to really potentially put a hurting on Method if Method isn't properly prepared. But before we even get to that, they have to deal with Cash, which I think is definitely more of a toss-up map, if at all leaning towards LunatiK.
Yeah, a couple of people in our chat saying that this is going to be an easy win for Team Method on Cash. We'll see. Method on T side, streaming out of the gate. Looks like an old-fashioned B rush straight down. They're going to slow down. Justin working a little bit of a mid-control situation. CEVO sees the first flashbang. He's going to back off out of position. This is really scary, really dangerous. Silence all alone, though. Gets himself potentially in trouble. CEVO's going to end up going down. That's going to be sight breach. No, they get pinched off real fast. That hyper fast rotate for Team LunatiK eSports. Tactical rundown, Captain. What happened?
Yeah, it was a really fast retake from LunatiK. Just in general, they did a good job of clamping down right on it. But the main advantage they had was CEVO was able to not take a lot of damage and sniff out the rush pretty much immediately. As soon as he saw somebody, fell right back in the site. Was able to stay alive in gun battle for a long time. But also they had Dumore picking up a 2K, staying in vents pretty much the entire round. I'm pretty confident he was in vent before the Method push even came in, and he stayed there for a really long time. He didn't hop out just for the sake of trying to frag. He stayed there, you know, I guess kind of baiting his teammates a little bit, but when it comes to league play, you know, if it contributes to a round win, is it really a bait?
Right.
And they were able to just trap the players as they were coming in. But right now, on the A bomb site, Drawsoul about to pick up an ace right here, and he does it with his teammate Drake.
Horror.
Oh, the horror for real. Drawsoul stepping up huge with the FAMAS and then following it up with that slick USP play, letting the Method players into the bomb site, kind of giving them a false sense of security, and then just smashing them for it.
You know what I saw is multiple members of Team Method coming around the corner, and they kept looking to the right to check corner near quad. Nobody checked on the side of red. Those are the two most common positions. You got to have one of your teammates going in and following and checking that corner. That gave him all the time in the world to just go ahead, unload with the FAMAS, and get the quick 2K. Drawsoul proving himself to be an MVP right here tonight. I'm so glad I've got him on my Vulcan picks. It's going to be good. 2-0 is the score, and you got pistols in the hands of Method working their way into the B bomb site.
And Dumore actually spotting one out. He's going to take him down with the MP7. That's actually the only player for Method that is going to be over there in that direction. The rest are grouped up in mid, which is kind of open for the taking, but they don't know it quite yet. And with that, 2B players are going to be rotating back towards mid and A. I think Method might have missed their window of opportunity unless they split on B.
Shots being fired in mid. We've got two T's from Z Connector. One of them is going to go down. Second one goes down. That's CEVO and Dumore, both getting shut down. That's Ely and Straybor. Method. Ely watching mid, gets one pick, peeks the corner, and is actually shut down by Drake. Drawsoul coming in from behind, mopping up the mess. 3-0. That was a save round for Team Method. Now they've got the money. They're going to be able to buy up, and hopefully they turn this thing around a little bit, or else they're going to be in deep, deep trouble.
Yeah, and actually Method, I think, did a good job of bringing that round back. What otherwise should have been a much stronger round for LunatiK. They had a huge positional, informational advantage, the big firepower advantage, and even still Method able to work it down to just 2 remaining counter-terrorists. So good on them working their way out of trouble, but obviously it was not enough for that round. So moving into this rifle round, there is a lot on the line. Silent trying to push up through a smoke over there towards the box is going to find a lot of CTs, and Dumore once again being boosted into that vent. Going to get mollied off, which is actually a really good adjustment from Method, but just going to show how effective that spot can be as a quick rotate in both directions. And CEVO actually going to boost him back up. He might be able to do a lot of damage from this position.
Critical.
I don't think they expect that at all.
Yeah, mid control had been completely given up by LunatiK eSports, but with Dumore going up in advance, he gets a quick 2K headshots from fence, and that's going to leave Method with just 2 players left, stuck in the corner with the bomb at mid. If anybody realizes what's going on, it's going to be really bad. Looking in for Opper, and in-game leader, he's going to be giving the information, gets the pick on Justin, and he makes the call. Look, Ely's out here in mid, and Vents start pinching him in. No need. Invert's got this with the off headshot. 4-0, LunatiK. Seizing the day.
Yeah, seizing the day with all 5 players alive, so no rebuys over there. That was just the round for them to stack as much cash as possible, and That was a really unfortunate outcome for Method there, as they did a good job. I think the Molotoving event right off the bat to keep Dumore away from there, and then they just weren't expecting for him to get boosted back up, which is a great kind of counter adjustment right to that play. These two teams are clearly working off of each other here in a really exciting way. And it was just unfortunate for Method that it happened to favor LunatiK right there. And a good play from Dumore. And now the B take is on Dumore, decapitating one, finding a second one. Burns a lot of bullets on that guy, though. It's going to be up to Invert and CEVO to clean up the last ones. Actually, Drake swoops in there as well.
That is the second big B rush that I saw from Method, where Silent runs in. He's going to be the entry fragger. He makes it far into the middle of the site, but his teammates aren't quite in a position to even have eyes on the target. So he's being shot at by all angles. No one can make the trade, and he goes down, and then the next person becomes a new initial entry fragger, and I think that's really hurting Method. They need to be a little bit tighter on that entry.
Definitely. I think it's a testament to how LunatiK is playing their CT side and kind of drawing in the Method players into poor engagements, pulling that first or few guys in, having him get punished, and then letting the rest of their players or catch the terrorists in crossfires, or rotating in at the right time, or using the drop out event so effectively. But this round, Strebber going to be taking off and draw Soul's head. So now a 4-on-4 situation with a lot of mid control for Method. Let's see if they can turn that into bomb site control, especially as they get that pick on Invert.
Yeah, that's Strebber. I thought he was going to go down. He had his back turned to Invert, and then just kind of his spidey sense was tingling. He turned around, picked him off at Z Connector, and that evens it up pretty well for Method. They've got 2 picks so far. Odds favor Method Gaming, and they're actually going to make a rush into B site. CEVO sees mainline jump, and that gives him a quick pick. Headshot on mainline. He gets flashbang. Strebber comes out around the corner. CEVO's going to actually push the smoke. No, backs off. Probably a smart move. Otherwise, he would have been shut down. Strebber stuck. Can't get entry onto the bomb site and backs off. This evens the odds. It's 2-2. Now, check it out, though. Now that Method knows, hey, 2 people were there. A site should be completely clear. They're going to go take the bomb site quick. Ely standing by truck. Too aggressive. Shut down. 1v2.
Yeah, great game sense from Dumore there. I thought he'd be kind of peeking in the wrong direction, thinking that Ely would be moving towards the site, but no, crosshair placement was perfect there to catch the original dink on him and to finally close out that round. Really good recovery there from LunatiK on what otherwise should have been a Method round. It was all really off the back of CEVO playing from rail, and Dumore doing a great job of supporting him. And with that, LunatiK is able to just frag their way right back into there. Nothing too fancy, just drawing the Method players in and beating them when the in the raw aim battles, just out DMing them when it comes down to it. And also Method not quite getting the support they need from their players in Justin and Mainline. Mainline doing a grand total of 23 damage in 6 rounds. Not a great start from him, and Justin himself doing only 109. So not only have they not been able to catch frags for the most part, but really struggling to find the better of the engagements. But they are going to be AK'd up.
Method, fresh off of a losing streak, most recently losing to Nihilum 10-16 on Cash and 7-16 on Inferno just the other day. That was their round to win. Now they've got full AK-47s getting ready. You see a nice double boost. That's going to be Drake and Draw Soul. Doing that sneaky stuff. Nobody thinks to check there. Neither does Ely. He gets cut down quick when he peeks out from A main. Drake's going to back off more standard positions. Mid control was actually given up, but Drake knows about it. Gets the pick. 1-2 kills at the bomb site, and now it actually gives entry into A. CEVO all alone at truck. Bomb gets planted. Can CEVO do it? That's the question. Peek at the corners. Later, it's all you.
Yeah, he's going to have to try to fish out mainline from InSqueaky. He looked at the door kind of like he had an idea, but Strebber's not going to make it easy on him either. Just dancing around that peak, not letting CEVO find the right engagement. Going to find one. Going to tap the bomb, and actually he's not quite done with his reload when mainline peeks out. So good on mainline, not only picking up a one-on-one there for his team, but also getting the frags going. He is a really important player for his team, and the fact that he was being shut down early could have really caused problems down the line, but once you get him going, it is hard to shut him down. Speaking to that mid control that you were talking about earlier, it seems like LunatiK has kind of been content to not give up mid control, but allow Method to work it really hard. They've been playing, invert on Z and having occasionally guys peek from highway, but for the most part, they seem okay with giving up mid control to Method and trying to retake or win aim battles elsewhere on the map. It had worked out for so long, but that round Method was able to get so much map control and get up A so quickly that it didn't really even matter. It was, mid control was long gone. Eventually, it just became A control.
It's a real dangerous gamble giving up mid control like that. Look at Dumore doing the counter boost again. That might not work. Now that, well, as I say that, mainline goes ahead and falls for it. Gets picked off. Ely knows he's there. Dumore gets a little aggressive, trying to do some damage. It's not going to happen. Ely backs off. Mid control, they know, is in full hands of Method as they prepare to do a 4-man A split. That's a great choice because there's only one person, Draw Soul, standing in boost. Takes Strebor down, stays in his position. Justin gets the easy pick. Might have been a good idea to try to rotate, get into a different position. Bomb site now in control of the T's. They're going to get on an easy bomb plant, I think. Yes, should get the bomb plant, but the hold, 2v3, that's another thing.
Yeah, definitely the right call, or would have been having Drossel to fall back from there. But CEVO coming in from the main flank where they weren't expecting to, picking up 2 crucial frags and winning what really shouldn't have been such a clutch round for them. But kudos to Method for working it down that low. And with that, Method unable to string together rounds after losing that bonus money. They're probably going to be forced on a save here. They can force if they want to. They do have Ely with $4,600, but no one really who could back them up except for mainline. I think they're just going to be going for a Tech 9 buy here across the board, and that's what it looks like. Ah, man, the round should not have gotten that close, so good on CEVO for stepping up for his team.
Yeah, LunatiK doing real good work. If you look at the scoreboard, it's pretty even here, but Dumore and Drossel kind of pulling out ahead of their team, out-fragging. Dumore's been doing some serious ballsy plays, sneaking out, pushing out into mid after they give up mid control. That might be part of their kind of anti-strat situation. You're going to see a big A take. Drossel all alone, knows somebody's coming, sees the bomb, takes the bomb carry down, gets 1, 2, 3, 4 kills. Can he get the ace? That's the question. Spray and pray. Pulls out the gun. Drake for the knife kill to add insult to injury.
And that would have been Drossel's second ace of the game, right? If I'm not, was he the first one who picked it up with the FAMAS?
Yeah, he did get an ace earlier.
Oh, man, I bet he's kicking himself that he just could not control that rifle towards the end. But, his teammate did come in for a knife. That is enjoyable in and of itself. So, good on LunatiK for further extending their lead in dominant fashion there. Method clearly has their eyes, or had their eyes set on the A bomb site. That is clearly where they've had the most success. I think that's the only place they've even gotten the bomb planted, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think they've really gotten to the B bomb site quite yet. They're going to be trying to take a crack at it here moving forward.
Like I said, every time they go into the B bomb site, they try to crush. We're Silent all alone. You got to move in with him and back him up. Look at Tivu, though. He's flashed himself out. I think Silent. No, Silent has no idea what's going on, even with the flashbang. Tivu gets 1 kill before he gets taken out. That's fine. Invert's able to take down Ely, attempting to get entry. They do have entry on the site. Dumore hanging back, doing everything he can. The nice counter flash takes down Silent. Juke in the corner. Knows somebody's coming. That's Strebor with the headshot. Takes the bomb site. However, it's now, 2v2. Bomb. Strebor doesn't have time to plant it. Throws a flashbang. Drawsoul's got eyes on him. Takes the kill. And that's another point for LunatiK eSports. This is incredible.
Yeah, LunatiK just really not letting Method get a solid grip on this map, and with that, their money isn't going to be looking too great either. They might as well upgrade pistols. It seems like a few of them are buying P250s just because why not? But between just having P250s and a deagle on Strebor, actually, and 1 flashbang, I'm not sure what kind of success they can expect. But they are going to be going right out middle, trying to challenge Drake. Drake ripping mainline right off the bat, but Justin getting loose with that. Wow, what a great nade. That landed right on Justin's head.
6 health.
Interestingly enough, they're trading back and forth now.
6 health, Justin. Able to take the kill when one of the players comes out by vents. You got Justin and Strebber trying to do something. No surprise. Justin's going to get shut down very, very fast. Strebber's all alone. Eyes on him is Invert, the IGL captain for Team LunatiK eSports. 10-1. This is very, very one-sided. However, that was a save round for Method. You're going to see him buy out full AK-47s, all the grenades they need to get the job done. Interestingly, though, no ops on hand.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense. They haven't really, well, they haven't been playing for picks, so like with an op yet, they haven't really been trying to send a guy out to see if he could get a pick with it. You know, they bought up really quickly. And I knew they were gonna be able to buy up everything, but you know, they I don't know, they just haven't really played like they would need an opper, and when they have rifles in their hands, they're just getting absolutely outgunned. No one, I feel like, I showed any real potential to beat Invert. Oh man, Ely getting so blinded that he didn't even see Invert there, and he can't get that frag.
He sprayed down his entire clip to get that kill. Takes Invert off of boost. Look at this. I think Ely's just flashbanging his entire team. That's going to allow Drawsoul to go ahead and get the kill. Drop the bomb. That's going to be a rotate call before Drawsoul ends up getting naded out. That's all right. His position was compromised. Do more at truck. Finds Ely, leaving Silent all alone with an off. Very hard to take a bomb site when you've got that weapon, especially with the update when you move so slow. Able to take CEVO down. This is now fair and winnable. 40 seconds to go. Do you save or do you go for the clutch?
Gotta go for it at this point. I mean, 10-1, they have to try to go for the win. He tried to fake a runaway, but the bomb is down. Dumore getting so much damage into Silent, but not able to get the kill. Pop Flash coming out. Gotta be dodged by Silent. He's gonna be able to get the frag. Great play by him, using that op so effectively in a 2-on-1. Not the weapon, as you said, that you would necessarily want to have in the 2-on-1, but not only is he able to pick up the frags, but he's able to continue to hold on to it for his own play. He might be able to drop an AK for mainline here. That actually is what is going to happen. So Method right back in it, squashing the streak that LunatiK had going, but last time they did this, they had it thrown right back into their face. So let's see if Method can string together some round wins here. They desperately need it. Oh, good Drake. He's pushing right in that smoke. He's going to get the best. Ely's,
nobody knows he's there. Peeks the corner. Ely, dead. Mainline, dead. Bomb sighted. Bombs in mid. They got smoke all over. It's going to be a quick rotate up. It's going to be a super fast round right here. Silent, though, comes around the corner, tries to do something with it. Drake with the kill. Now we're 2 versus 4. As Invert goes down, that's fine. Bomb control still large and in charge. 14 LunatiK. Justin, eyes on bomb. He wants it so bad. Peeks the corner. Drake is waiting for him with a crossfire from hell. And that's 11-2 Method. They got that 1 round win. They had a little bit of economic momentum, but it wasn't meant to be.
No, and that is exactly what Method didn't want to have happen right there. And I'm sure LunatiK patting themselves on the back for that win. They do have a lot of money, so they will be able to get a buy. Oh, there's just an op waiting on the ground for Invert. That makes a lot of sense. I was going to say, there's no way they're just going to give him a 5-7 on the round with that much money to play with. But Method going to be gearing up for another B take right there. You know, as I said, they hadn't been super, they being, well, I'll say what I'm going to say. The B take is very much on.
It's on, but it's almost all over. Mainline and Silent coming into the corner. Look at Dumore. Fully flashed, is able to find a headshot on Mainline with a little bit of team damage coming in from Straybird. Drawsoul finishes the deal. I think that might have been in mid. I wasn't quite sure about it. 12-2. And yeah, well, it's an eco. You rush into B-side, do what you can. And I think that went as expected. Not a lot of money. Method is going to be forced into a really ugly force buy against Invert with an off.
Yeah, and they really don't have any better option going into this last round. What I was going to say is LunatiK eSports had been pretty lax about how they were playing mid, mostly standing by Invert with that off in middle, and this one was working. Do more into vents. I love how they mixed it up on the gun round by pushing Drake through that smoke. But this round, it's not mid they have to worry about. It's just the A main, as all 5 Method players are alive as the bomb is going down.
You know, even though they have the gun deficit, they didn't have quite as many grenades as they might have wanted. Bomb site in control. Method, they've taken the bomb site. They've got really good crossfires. Silence getting a little aggressive, pushing out towards truck. CEVO's just behind him. Dumore pushes into A main. These guys are spread out too much. They're getting picked off one by one, and that leaves Ely all alone getting pinched off and shot by Invert when he peeks the corner. CEVO with a defuse, and Method. They were in such a good position. Why did it all fall apart?
I mean, just inability to frag has really been it. They had such a big man advantage. I guess you could say they got over peaky or whatever. Just I
I
mean, at the
like
end of the
that
day,
term.
they yeah, over peaky.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what strategical misstep there was. They had such a man advantage. They just got to win the aim battle. They had guns, or for the most part, they I think had 3 people with rifles to start, and then killed 2 people in the site. So those rifleless players should have been able to strap themselves up with guns. They had plenty of time to get into whatever positions they wanted to. They at the end of the day, you can't even chalk it up to a strategic failure when you're just not shooting right. They haven't been able to kill really any of the LunatiK players for the most part all game. I mean, their strongest fragger has only 10 frags in 15 rounds. That's
And look at
not good.
Justin. Justin, traditionally one of the better players for Team Method. Heck, he made my Vulcan esports team. He's only got 3, 2, and 15. Clearly, I'm not going to be doing too well tonight with my picks at all. Hope none of you guys pick Justin either. Out of the gate, LunatiK eSports pushing, setting up for a B rush. Almost the exact same strategy we saw in the pistol round for Team Method. They make penetration to the base. Dumore's going to take one player. Mainline's all alone. Quickly goes down himself. It's going to be a bomb plant. Rotation can't come soon enough. Dumore does go down. He's just out of position. And the question is, can they hold this thing off? LunatiK eSports so close to a victory right here.
And it looks like they might be able to. The players pushing up on rail, just getting obliterated. LunatiK able to keep 4 players alive. The only player that went down was Dumore, who was their entry frag savior. Just no traction here for Method, and they just aren't finding the headshots that they need to just quickly dispatch the terrorists in this case. But even last half when they were trying to work into the bomb site, every gunfight they got into was getting dragged out long enough for LunatiK to either end up winning it or to have players rotate in and support whoever was in that really long gunfight. The Method players just can't get those quick, snappy one taps, the headshots that they need to just open up a bomb site. And they really hadn't until, I think that last round 15 in the A bomb site, and they still ended up losing that round.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very disappointing. Method. 14-2, you see a very greedy buy going on the part of Team LunatiK. They've got AK-47s, Galils going nuts, not following the meta of MP7 buys, except for old Invert rocking the SMG. He's going to be holding down the B bomb site, harassing there, backed up by Drossel. See what they can do. Very standard strategy. Peek around the corner, try to go for some sort of a pick. There's Ely. There's the pick. Now, is the call going to be made? Do we go into B site or not? The rotate for CTs is working its way towards B. If they could go into A, that's going to be a smart thing. Invert sees main line. He knows where one of the players is. 2 of the players, they're going to go ahead and commit to the B bomb site despite all that going on. And looked like Method got confused. They're working their way towards A. Now, T's back off towards A. Smart play, sell the rotate, take the A site easy.
Yeah, and look at CEVO in such a great position, getting so much damage in and eventually finding the frag. Mainline, though, potentially the hero of the round, or could be, as he gets that one dig there. Still going to be a really hard retake as both counter-terrorists are in completely different directions, and Mainline pretty lit. Although Silent finding a frag before getting taken down by Drake. What a great shot. Chalk up a second one for him, and LunatiK now with 15 rounds, looking like they just want to close it out. 16-2. I mean, I thought I was pretty confident that LunatiK had this one in the bag. Did not think it would be like this. Method, they're force buying up Deagles on last round. This is truly desperation time.
That was all about LunatiK reading Method. They got that first pick. I think it was Invert with the SMG over at B, and they just kept getting more and more information. Once they realized the full team had rotated, they were out. Easy take on A bomb site. Now LunatiK again setting up for B. Looks like the entire team with one person. That's going to be Drake on Lyric. Ooh, Silent, though, doing some work, pushing up ahead of Smoke. Gonna get one headshot. Ely also able to take a headshot. Look, these Deagles are kind of paying off here. Cutting down LunatiK, the 2 players. This is potentially the last round. LunatiK needs to make a decision. Do we commit to B or not? Bombs down. Drossel really has no choice. He has to push in and grab that bomb or else. Plenty of money. Actually,
He's also getting flanked.
A little broke. It's gonna be bad. Silent holding the position. Drossel takes the flank out. Strebor, eyes on bomb, throws the grenade at just the wrong time. Doesn't matter. shut them down with the Deagle, and Method, they're still in it.
Yeah, so good on them for not quite rolling over and dying. You know, I said it was desperation time, and it very much was. It was up to Silent to pick up, what, a 3K, I think it was, with the
Yeah.
Deagle, including at least two of them being 1 Deags, I think. So good on them for making that work. And actually, they're going to be forcing LunatiK onto a save of their own. But with the cushion that LunatiK has built up, they could save, you know, the next 4 rounds just to make sure they all have offs or whatever they, you know, whatever plan they can cook up, and it really wouldn't be that much of a deal. Drake gonna get blasted immediately, but the rest of his teammates are gonna be pushing up towards Squeaky, where there is not a CT watching it.
Oh, just you say that, Strebor peeks around the corner from a main, gets a kill before he himself gets taken off. Now inverts over here, fighting the good fight, getting pinched off on all sides. Stay alive as long as you can. Grenade can't do much about that. Good night, invert. Compliments of Justin's Kobe.
Yeah, and with that, I mean, LunatiK could buy up here, or they could save if they really want to make a good buy out of it. Actually going to be opting to, well, it seems like they might be a little bit confused on what they wanted to do. Dumore just wanted that AK-47 in his hands ASAP. The rest of his teammates gonna be saving with pistols. Kind of a miscommunication there.
Yeah,
Or
that's a mistake.
maybe a strat. Yeah, I guess Dumore thinking that, hey, let's buy, you know? It's
Yeah,
fine.
but if you look at their money over here, it's like Dumore's going to have $350 unless one of them can stay alive and save that AK-47. LunatiK's setting themselves up for a double save situation. Let's hope that they can do something. They certainly have enough rounds to throw away. Look at LunatiK eSports, 15-4. One more round for the victory. And I think they're just hungry to go ahead and finish this thing off. But it's when teams get cocky like this where they get in trouble. Look at this, waiting around the back of site to throw a grenade. And that's Justin walking in, getting an easy pick on Drake, who wasn't even looking. Dumore in a main. Sees Strebor, gets 1 kill. Strebor walks around. They know something's happening at A site. Yeah, now Dumore, last man standing, AK-47. Gotta save it. That's all he can do.
I mean, he can try to. Oh, he's actually going to get a frag on Ely, so this is not completely unwinnable, but eventually, yeah, the man advantage from Method going to catch up to him there. Dumore kind of misstepping there for his teammate, and they're actually going to be buying up around that. He's just going to be content with the Galil while the rest of their teammates are AK-47-ing. I mean, I guess it could have been a strategy. They could have said, hey, Wall, Eco, you rifle up, and then, you know, if nothing comes of it, well, you can just go Leo next round. But I got to imagine it was a miscommunication. But either way, there is rifles across the board, and they do have a healthy amount of grenades, so it's going to be up to the entry fraggers over at B, where the bomb is cheating over, and the split on mid. It looks like they're going to have all 5 players out in B contesting at the same time, with Silent stepping up big for his team, and Invert barely making it through to CT.
Yeah, it's an aggressive buying strategy. Dumore is going to be able to find the kill and secure the B site. Bomb's going to go down. I'm shocked that this is working as well as it is. Clearly, LunatiK eSports out fragging all over the place. Don't even need that bomb plant. They're going to frag out, get 16-5 on cash tonight for the first map win before we gear up for DE Mirage. Later, I completely disagreed with forcing up over there. It seemed like a risky, bold move when you got rounds to throw away, but it worked out. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's one of those moves where if it doesn't work, it's easy to pan and say, like, oh, you know, they should have waited or this and that. But, you know, it's very clear that they had the DM advantage all game, if that's what we're going to call it. They were just out shooting Method so badly that game. So, you know, this was their opportunity to get, you know, most of their players with rifles in their hands. They were feeling really confident in themselves. I could totally see why they went for it, and it did work out for them, so no harm, no foul. But I feel like that's the kind of thing that will really, like, that will only get you so far against a certain caliber of team. You know, I think had they not been, you know, working Method so badly, maybe they would not have gone for that. I think just the confidence in the situation was really what influenced that decision, or really even more specifically, not. I don't think that buy was so bad. It was really the one where Dumore rifled up and the rest of their teammates just chose to go with the pistol. And if they were just patient enough to just get, you know, whatever a Tech 9 on Dumore that round, it would have been a much more healthy buy. But, you know, either way, all is well that ends well, and LunatiK crushing their way to a 16-5 victory. Let's take a look at the stats real quick. See if I can pull them up. Where am I? I have so many tabs open. You never know what to click on.
I know, right? I've
Yeah.
got, yeah, box scores pulling up right here.
Whew.
Efficacy 22 off the charts, 26 kills, 5 assists, 10 death. That's a plus minus of 16 for Dumore. LunatiK eSports. I don't think he was on any of our rosters. And
Well, I guess he's filling
wow.
in for Scouts, who was
Oh, is he?
normally
Oh,
the
wow.
player that he is playing for. Because I'm looking at
Yeah, you're right.
their roster right now, and I haven't refreshed this tab since I
Yeah,
was
their
taking my
official.
notes earlier, and I assume he's going to be on it.
Yeah, official is Invert Drossel, Tivu, and Scouts and Drake. Bye is the normal fill-in, but they've got Dumore in, and that's clearly the man of the hour, scoring the kills, saving the day for LunatiK eSports, and this is kind of ugly.
Yeah, definitely, and to kind of say something positive about Method, they are going to be moving into the CT side of this map
Yeah,
on Mirage, so things could be looking up for them if they can get the momentum going really early. But man, Lunatic looks particularly on point. Or I mean, I feel like we
well,
we always expect to see an on point Lunatic, but I think we're kind of just seeing a very flat Method. They're
yeah,
just
they kind of ran out of steam here. They've been on this massive losing streak. I've got a few of their games pulled up right here. They lost in best of 2 to Nylum. They've lost a best of 2 to SKDC. Before that, they lost to Luminosity, to Elevate, to Tempo Storm, and it's one of those things. Even when you have solid competitive players, good strategies, you get on one of these funks where you're losing game after game, and you kind of, I don't know, lose steam
yeah,
as you lose
definitely.
game after game. They're in trouble though. Look at this. The bottom 4 teams within the rankings in North America are going to have to go into this placement tournament, which means they're going to be competing with people like Ace Gaming, as well as guys from CEVO Maine, who are very hungry to move on to the professional league. And if they don't really get their act together and keep kicking butt, they could drop into Maine.
Yeah, usually we get to see a better look at what CEVO main teams are like, but because there's been so many pro games,
Yeah.
obviously, how can you complain about that? I'm genuinely curious what the kind of incoming class of main teams is going to look like, because this Method team is still really good. This is, I feel like I described them as flat before. It's like, when you take a drink out and you or like seltzer is what I was looking for, club soda,
Yeah.
something like that. You leave it out for too long, it just gets flat. I mean, it's still drinkable.
That's a
It's still they're
great
still a
analogy.
good team, but there's no pop there. Like they were able to get out and get to like that 5-on-3 was a perfect example of them, being able to get out on the site, execute a strat, work well, and then blow it on a what should have been a really routine retake hold. They're just flat right now, and it's very unlike them. And another kind of microcosm instance of that was, that instance when Invert was on, right under the Shroud boost over there to the right side of A main on Cash, and Ely dumped his entire clip into him and just couldn't, I think killed him with like the last bullet. It's
Yeah.
just very, very unlike them. They're just, they're there, they're playing okay, but there's just not that pop there from them that you expect.
Well, you heard it here. Method like a flat can of
Oh,
Coca-Cola.
no. I feel like it sounds so bad when you put it that way, but I mean,
Gearing up.
there's still Coca-Cola.
They are flat can of Pepsi or RC. Oh my goodness. They are gearing up though for the second map of the night. That's going to be Mirage, and that's kind of a toss-up here too, because if you look at the statistics, Mirage is the map that Method has played the most. However, it's also probably LunatiK eSports' best map. We already talked about how they've made some major ties this season, particularly against Counter Logic Gaming and Nylum. But they took a map off Nylum on Mirage. They took a map off Luminosity on Mirage. They took a map off of Affinity on Mirage. Affinity is one of these teams that's kind of your lower ranking one, who's been doing surprisingly well.
Top of the lower rank, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. They're like ready to break into that next level if they can, keep it up. They won your iBuyPower qualifiers, so they're going to be that bottom team going into
Pretty
the iBuyPower
handily
LAN
as
next
well.
weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like they didn't really find too much resistance, and they have also now found some roster stability in their new players with Abe and Arya that they didn't
And that's
have earlier
huge.
on in the season. I feel like they tie. I feel like this roster now is going to be very impactful going into next season. I think it's. Let me look at the standings real quick. I think it's a little too late for them to make a huge. Yeah, I think they might be shy.
Middle of the road. That's about it.
Yeah, they are middle of the road going towards the end. Just looking at the standings right now, but I'm really liking that roster moving forward. I pray that
Yeah.
they stay together and that those hashtag NA shuffles don't catch up to them because
Yep.
I think they really have some really strong potential later to duke it out with those CLGs, the Nylums, the who else comes to mind, Liquids, Luminosities, because I think they can rub elbows with them.
Well, the